First, I'm going to outline things with some black. And Matisse, this is one of his pieces, was known for these very heavy lines sometimes, and sometimes that made the color more vibrant. Then it will also help us go into Art Nouveau, which is next, which is just heavy on the lines. So I'm going to use a small black pen for the smaller areas and large for the larger ones. So I'm just going to go around some of my lines here. Now, the areas that have like definite lines. So what I'm saying is where there's obvious difference between surfaces, right? This is a difference between the surface of his face and the background, his face and his neck. There, I can use this thicker one because it's okay if it's read as two different surfaces. But when I get here into, let's say, the shadows for his face, I want to use something lighter. So I'm using a thin pen. And notice how my pen just kind of keeps coming up. I'm not trying to make hard, definitive lines here, but I do want to not forget these little shadow lines and things that I've made. Even on the eyebrow here, you'll probably start getting into the eye. Notice how I don't try to use a really heavy, hard line, thick line there. I want some things to be light. Using paint around the eye is going to be tricky. So if you can help yourself out and bring in some lines, maybe you can see them a little bit better. I am going to thicken up a little bit more around the eyes where I knew there was some darkness. And of course, the eye is always something that we want to stand out a little bit more than everything else. So this is your first step on Fauvism, is just to outline what you have. And some of those lines are going to disappear and some of them will stay.